Good morning. It's May 4th, 8 a.m. Y'all, I don't know. Like where I'm at in my life right now, I just don't know. Trying to stay strong, trying to, trust the process, trying to keep putting one foot in front of the other, trying to have faith, trying to honor myself, honor my intuition, honor my path, honor who I am, and trying to be here for other people. And I don't know, it's just so much right now. You see my lip? So I've always tried to be a good person. I've always tried to be an intentional person, a good person. I've never been a perfect person, but I've always tried to be a good person. No one's perfect. I've always tried to be a perfect mother. I've always tried, not perfect, I've always tried to be a good mother. I've always tried to be a good daughter. I've always tried to be, when I was married, a good wife. And still, honor myself and honor what I want for myself and want for my life. I've always tried to find that balance in life. I've always tried to live life different than what I saw my parents do, or just, you always want to do better. When you know better, you try to do better. And when I started having my own family, and when I saw the parts in my parents, my upbringing, I tried and wanted it to be, when I start having a family, a little different. I wanted that, I wanted a family. I wanted a family. Ouch. I wanted kids. I wanted that. I prayed for that. I prayed for a family. I prayed to be married. I prayed for grandkids. I prayed to, be married and grow old. Spending life with my children and my grandkids, having grandkids. Like I wanted that life. I prayed for that life, and I got it. I tried to. I cooked. I worked. I cooked, came home and cooked for dinner for my family. I wanted it. I wanted it, and I got it. We had a home. Like we had a life. So fast forward, kids, growing, and all have 4 kids, and all my 4 kids, you know, every 4 kids had their different personality and things. I don't know, y'all. I was hitting my mouth on Thursday by a child of mine, and it hurt because this child has hit me before and gave me a black eye, like years ago. I was going to work with the black eye, and I forgave. I moved on from that. Fast forward to years later, here I am with a busted lip. And I'm just trying to understand, like, why? Like, why? Like, I don't understand. And I'm just like, how did I get here? Like, how did I get here? Like, and I know, me trying my best to be a good person, and I feel like all things happen for a reason. So like, why did I get hit in the mouth? If I feel like all things, I'm trying to understand like why did I get hit in the mouth by a child that I bore, a child that I gave birth to? Like, how did it come to this? Like, how did I get here in 2025 at 50 years old? Like, I just try to understand the process. Living with my mom, living with my children, living with my grandchildren, living with my, like, how did I get here? Knowing that I've been trying to do the best, be the best woman, the best person, the best mother, the best daughter, the best praying stuff. Like, how did I get here? And they say things happen in God's time. I believe that to be true. Like, I believe that to be true. Like, things happen that are supposed to happen. And when you're going through things, you try to learn the lesson. You try, like, I believe all that to be true. But y'all, it's just like, and when, this person, my child, hit me, like, it's like, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, just like, dizzy for a moment. I was just like stumbling, you know, mouth bleeding, mouth hurting. I'm just like, I could not believe it. And I told my child I hated them because I just not believe that. And mind you, okay, we were arguing. We were arguing. She didn't like, but still, for you to put your hand up and hit me in my face, and it's like, I don't know how to come back from this. I don't know how. Like, do I hate her? Hate my child? No. But I really don't know how to feel. Like, I want the best for my child, and I want the best life. But I don't know how to forgive or forget and just go on being with this child, seeing this child, like, laughing, talking. Like, I don't think our relationship would ever be the same. Our daughtership was rocky anyway. We had a rocky relationship anyway. But I've always tried to hold it together as a mom because that's my child. And I'm not saying that I would be mean or do ill things or like none of that. But it just would never go back. How? Like, I pride myself in being a mom. Like, I pride myself in trying to be a good person, a good mom. Like I do. A patient person. But I'm sitting up here with a busted lip. They have yet to say sorry. They have yet to do anything to show that they're sorry or for me to forgive them or none of that. Like, and I really don't even know what I would say, but okay. I guess, I wouldn't even say nothing to this person, but okay. Okay. What am I supposed to say? But me and this child needs separation. Like, I don't want to, like, at the moment, like, be around this child for a moment. I just need separation for like a while. A while. I don't know if y'all can hear the birds chirping. I love the sound of nature. I love the sound of birds and waves and the air, the wind. Like, I love that sound. But anyway, y'all, I just pray to God that He continues to lead me and guide me. Just continue to lead me and guide me. Continue to give me the strength. Continue to show me the way. Like, so I said, like, how did I get here? So I feel like I got here from not really following my intuition, not really following the call that God was giving me. But like, that comes with time. When God gives you a call, like, it really comes with time. It comes with lessons. It comes with learning. It comes with growth. So, like, see, I'm understanding that, like, okay, God has given me a call for a long time, but you can't have a testimony without a test. So I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm evolving and I'm just growing into this woman that I always prayed to be, that I always wanted to be. Back when I was married and I was going through, it with my ex-husband, I was growing. I was growing. And I wasn't giving up, but I was sad and I was depressed. But I kept getting up and I kept going and growing. I started writing in the journal, started reading the Bible, scriptures, and like, I kept going, growing, and evolving. As a woman, as a person, as a human being, it all led me to pick up my phone and start recording. I never thought I'd be doing this. Like, I am a private person, but I started. I started picking up the phone and I started recording. And yeah. So, whatever comes for this, whatever God, like, I just been doing it. And I believe in anything and everything. I believe in anything and everything. Anything could happen. Anything can happen. I know what I want. I deserve peace. I deserve happiness. I deserve abundance. I deserve to be rich in happiness, rich, abundantly rich, money. Like, I deserve all. I deserve it. I deserve to live my life at peace in my home, in my own home. You know, I deserve it. I deserve the happiness and peace that I seek. I deserve the financial freedom, financial abundance, success, in my life. I I deserve it. I deserve that. And I've been intentionally seeking that a lot forever. Like I've been always been intentionally seeking that. And I realized that I've been like physically, emotionally, and spiritually attacked. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, and verbally attacked for so long by so many people that I've loved, which inside had me, fighting for my life. You physically, and verbally, and more emotionally attack me, so I'm gonna react to that. But you don't always have to react, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you can't always just walk away and have people think they can just have their way with you and you not say nothing. I've always been that person, like not say nothing, trying to keep the peace. I've always been that person. But when I started speaking up, that's when my battles really got became more. But like I said, I've always took my tests as testimonies, always like tried to learn from that. Anyway, I'm here right now, today, May 4th, 2025, still trying to figure some ish out to this day, like still trying to figure out some ish. But I trust God and I trust the process of my life. It's God timing, not our timing. I love my family. I love who I am. I've never been like a person. I've never like, some people say they've thought of killing. Like I've never done that. Like I've never been that person. Through all the trials and tribulations and challenges of my life, I just sit. Usually I close myself off when I'm going through certain things, but I have not been doing that. At this time, like I do. I usually just close myself off and just try to figure it out. But this time in my life, like my god sister has really been there for me for the last few months. And I appreciate that. I even went out like this for the last 2 days. Like yesterday, she came pick me up, and we just drove. And Friday, to going to the beach and just looking at water and seeing water and being around nature, like those videos I post me at the beach, like that's for us, like at the beach, even with my kids, grandkids. my sister, and just like that's our thing, the beach. But my god sister has been there for me a lot, cause I would just sit in the house and just try to figure it out. But yeah. Anyway, y'all. God bless. God bless. Have an amazing day, amazing Sunday, happy Sunday. Um, Tomorrow is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Have an amazing week. Mother's Day is coming up, May 11th, Sunday. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've prayed for a lot, and I just hope, a lot of my prayers start being answered. Like pray without works is nothing. And anyway, y'all. Have an amazing week. And if you're a mother, happy Mother's Day. If I don't get back on this camera none this week, I know I will, like I feel that I will. But if I don't, happy Mother's Day now to you. I hope you enjoy your Mother's Day. I hope your Mother's Day is blessed and positive and prosperous in all ways that you want it to be. Have a blessed week, a prosperous week, an amazing week, a joyful week, a happy week. Yeah. Till next time. Bye.